After I paid my sister's mortgage for 2 years, she refused to look after my 2 children while I was hospitalized. "I'm not your babysitter," she said and blocked me. I didn't say anything. 3 weeks later, when she realized that I wasn't going to pay the new mortgage payment, my sister Rachel blocked my number while I was lying in a hospital bed with a shattered pelvis and 3 broken ribs. Want to know what my crime was? I asked her to watch my 2 kids, Emma, who's 7, and Lucas, who's 5, for a few weeks while I recovered. Her exact words before she hung up? "I'm not your babysitter, Claire. Figure it out yourself." Here's the thing that makes this so much worse. For the past 2 years I'd been paying her mortgage. Every single month. $2,400 that came straight out of my account and into hers. You heard that right. While I was struggling as a single mom working double shifts as an ER nurse, I was keeping a roof over her head. And when I needed her most, she couldn't even spare 2 weeks. Do you think I saw that coming? Because I didn't. Not even a little bit. Let me back up so you understand how I ended up in this mess. Rachel and I used to be close. Not best friend close, but we talked regularly, had family dinners, the whole thing. 2 years ago she went through a nasty divorce. Her ex-husband, Tyler, cleaned out their joint account and disappeared to Colorado or somewhere. She was left with this beautiful 3-bedroom house in Sacramento and absolutely no way to pay for it. She called me crying one night saying the bank was going to foreclose, that she'd be homeless, that her life was over. What was I supposed to do? He's my sister. My only sibling. So I told her I'd help with the mortgage until she got back on her feet. Just temporarily, she promised. Maybe 6 months tops. I'll get a better job, I swear. 6 months turned into a year. A year turned into 2. And honestly, I didn't mind at first. I loved my sister. I thought we were in this together, you know? Family helps family. That's what our grandmother, Nana Beth, always taught us. She's 82 now and still sharp as a tack, living in her little bungalow across town. She was the one who raised us after our parents died in a car accident when I was 12 and Rachel was 15. Nana Beth used to say, "Blood is thicker than water, girls. You take care of each other always." I believed that. I really did. So yeah, I paid Rachel's mortgage. $2,400 every month like clockwork. Even when it meant I couldn't afford to take Emma and Lucas to Disneyland like I'd promised. Even when it meant eating ramen 3 nights a week and skipping my own car payment once or twice. I told myself it was temporary. That Rachel would turn things around. He never did. Know why? Because she didn't have to. I was her safety net and she got comfortable. Real comfortable. Started posting pictures on Instagram of her weekend trips to wine country, new clothes, dinners at fancy restaurants. Meanwhile I was drowning. But I didn't say anything. I didn't want to make her feel bad. Stupid, right? You're probably thinking I'm a total pushover. And you know what? You'd be right. The accident happened 3 weeks ago. I was driving home from my shift at the hospital. One of those overnight ones where you're barely awake by the time you clock out. Some guy ran a red light and T-boned my Honda Civic. I don't remember much after that. Just waking up in the ICU with Nana Beth sitting next to my bed holding my hand. She told me I'd been unconscious for almost 12 hours. Broken pelvis, 3 broken ribs, severe concussion, internal bleeding. They said I was lucky to be alive. The first thing I thought about wasn't myself though. It was Emma and Lucas. Who was going to take care of them? Nana Beth squeezed my hand and said, "Don't you worry about those babies. I've got them at my place. They're safe." He's amazing, my Nana. But she's also 82 with arthritis and a bad hip. I couldn't let her handle 2 energetic kids alone for weeks, maybe months. That's when I thought of Rachel. I called her from my hospital bed the next day. Told her what happened, told her I needed help. "Rachel, I know it's a lot to ask, but could you take Emma and Lucas for a few weeks? Just until I can walk again. Nana's watching them now, but it's too much for her." There was this long silence on the other end. Then she sighed. Like I was asking her to donate a kidney or something. "Claire, I have a life too, you know. I can't just drop everything to play mommy to your kids." I felt my chest tighten. "I'm not asking you to drop everything. I'm asking you to help me. I've been helping you for 2 years, Rachel." "That was your choice," she shot back. "I never forced you to pay my mortgage. Can you believe that? Your choice. Like I did it for fun. Like I didn't sacrifice my own financial stability to keep her from losing her house." I tried to stay calm. "Rachel, please. I'm in the hospital. I can't even stand up right now. I just need a little help. I'm not your babysitter, Claire. Figure it out yourself." And then she hung up. Just like that. 30 seconds later I got a notification that she'd blocked my number. I sat there staring at my phone and I swear I felt something break inside me. Not my ribs. Those were already broken. Something deeper. The part of me that still believed family meant something. Nana Beth came by that evening and found me crying. She didn't say much, just sat there and let me get it all out. Finally, she asked, "What did Rachel say?" I told her everything. Nana's face went hard in a way I'd never seen before. She's usually so gentle, but right then, she looked like she could breathe fire. "That girl," she muttered. "That ungrateful, selfish girl. What am I going to do, Nana?" I asked. "I can't let you take care of Emma and Lucas alone. It's too much." She patted my hand. "Don't you worry about me. I'm tougher than I look. But Claire, honey, you need to stop letting Rachel walk all over you. Enough is enough." I nodded, but I didn't really know what she meant. Not yet, anyway. I was too tired, too hurt, too overwhelmed. All I could think about was getting better so I could be there for my kids again. What I didn't know, what I couldn't have known, was that Nana Beth had already started making plans. Plans that would change everything. Imagine what happened next. Because I guarantee you won't see it coming. So there I was, stuck in that hospital bed for another week, trying not to think about how Rachel had completely abandoned me. The doctor said I'd need at least 6 weeks before I could walk without crutches. 6 weeks. Do you know how long that is when you have 2 young kids who need their mom? Nana Beth visited me every single day. She'd bring updates about Emma and Lucas. How Emma was helping make breakfast, how Lucas had learned to tie his shoes. She made it sound easy, but I could see the exhaustion in her eyes. Still, every time I tried to apologize, she'd wave me off. Family takes care of family, Claire. The real kind of family. What I didn't know was that Nana Beth was doing a lot more than just babysitting. About 10 days after the accident, I got a weird phone call from my bank. The woman on the other end sounded confused. "Ms. Patterson, we're calling about the automatic payment you have set up. We wanted to confirm that you want to cancel it." I blinked. "Cancel what?" "The recurring monthly payment of $2,400. It was set to process tomorrow, but we received a cancellation request this morning." My heart started pounding. I hadn't canceled anything. Then it hit me. Nana Beth had my phone while I was unconscious those first few days. She must have had access to everything. She'd canceled Rachel's mortgage payment. "Yes," I heard myself say. "Yes, that's correct. Cancel it." I didn't say anything to Nana Beth about it when she visited that afternoon. But she gave me this little knowing smile, and I knew. She knew that I knew. "Sometimes," she said quietly, "people need to learn what they had before they lost it." I was released from the hospital 2 weeks after the accident. Emma and Lucas came running out to meet me at Nana's house, and my heart broke and mended at the same time. The first few days were rough. I couldn't do much of anything. Nana Beth did everything: cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, helping me shower. And Rachel? Radio silence. She hadn't tried to contact me even once. It was like I didn't exist. Do you think I cared anymore? Honestly, by that point I was too angry to care. 3 weeks after I was released, about 5 weeks after the accident, my phone rang. Unknown number. "Claire." Rachel's voice was tight, panicky. "Claire, what the hell is going on?" Actually laughed. "Oh, so you unblocked me? How nice." "The mortgage payment didn't go through. For 2 months now. The bank called me today saying I'm in default. They're starting foreclosure proceedings." "What happened?" "I stopped paying it," I said simply. Silence. "Then, you what?" "I stopped paying your mortgage, Rachel. The one I've been paying for 2 years while you went to wine tastings and bought designer purses." "You can't do that. Claire, I'll lose the house." Something inside me snapped. "And you promised you'd help me when I needed you. You blocked me while I was in the hospital. You told me to figure it out myself. So that's what I'm doing." "That's different." "I didn't mean." "You meant every word. Now you're going to figure it out yourself. Good luck, Rachel." I hung up before she could respond. My hands were shaking, but I felt powerful. For the first time in 2 years, I'd taken back some control. She called 17 more times that day. 17. Then came the texts. "Claire, please, we can talk about this. I'm sorry about what I said. I was stressed. You're really going to let me lose my house over one mistake? Nana would be so disappointed in you." That last one almost made me respond. Almost. But then I remembered Nana Beth sitting by my hospital bed. A few days later, Nana came home from one of her errands, with this strange expression on her face. Almost triumphant. She asked me to sit at the kitchen table with her. "Claire, honey, I need to tell you something, and I need you to hear me out completely before you react, okay?" My stomach dropped. "Okay." She pulled out a manila folder from her purse. "I've been doing some research. About Rachel's house." "Research?" "The house is in foreclosure now. But foreclosure takes time, about 120 days in California. And during that time the property can be sold or the debt can be transferred." She opened the folder and pulled out documents. "I have some money saved. And I've been talking to a lawyer friend. Stuart, remember him?" I nodded slowly, my heart beating faster. Stuart helped me understand something interesting. If someone were to pay off Rachel's defaulted mortgage, the bank would transfer the deed to that person. Especially if the original owner signs over power of attorney due to extreme financial distress. My eyes went wide. Nana, what did you do? She smiled. Nothing yet. But I'm going to make Rachel an offer. I'll save her from foreclosure, pay off the mortgage, and she can stay in the house. All she has to do is sign paperwork making me the legal owner, and she can keep living there paying me rent. Much smaller rent, of course. And she'll agree to that? She's desperate, Claire. She'll agree to anything. And once the papers are signed. Nana Beth's eyes gleamed. That house will legally be mine. And I can do whatever I want with it. I sat back, wincing as my ribs protested. This is kind of insane. Is it? Or is it just making sure your years of sacrifice mean something? That house should be yours, Claire. You paid for it. Rachel just lived in it like a parasite. But won't she? It's completely legal if she signs willingly. And she will, because the alternative is losing everything. Stuart knows how to word everything properly. She'll sign over the deed, thinking she's getting a sweet deal from her loving grandmother. Nana leaned forward. Once the house is legally mine, I'm giving it to you. You and Emma and Lucas will finally have a real home. Do you think I should have said no? Bez, I didn't. When are you going to talk to her? I asked quietly. Tomorrow. I'm meeting her for lunch. She thinks I'm going to convince you to start paying her mortgage again. Nana actually laughed. She has no idea what's coming. That night I couldn't sleep. Part of me felt guilty. Rachel was still my sister. But then I'd remember her voice. I'm not your babysitter, Claire. How she'd blocked me while I was lying broken in a hospital bed. How she'd spent 2 years taking my money. And the guilt would fade away, replaced by something that felt a lot like justice. The next afternoon, Nana left for her lunch with Rachel. She was gone for almost 3 hours. When she came back, she was carrying a folder full of signed documents and wearing the biggest smile I'd ever seen. She signed everything, Nana announced. Didn't even read it carefully. I told her it was just temporary paperwork, that once she got back on her feet she could buy the house back from me. She believed every word. Nana, you're terrifying, I said, smiling. I'm practical. And protective of the people I love. Stuart's filing everything tomorrow. By the end of the week that house will legally be mine. And by the end of the month it'll be yours. I couldn't believe it. After everything, after 2 years of struggling, after being abandoned, I was going to end up with a house. The beautiful 3-bedroom house I'd essentially already paid for. But the craziest part? Rachel still had no idea. She thought she just made a deal that would save her. She was probably celebrating. She had no idea that the bullet had already hit her. She just hadn't felt it yet. What do you think happened when she finally figured it out? The paperwork went through faster than I expected. Within 2 weeks, the deed was transferred to Nana Beth's name. Rachel was officially no longer the owner of the house. And she still had no idea. She'd actually sent me a text during that time. Nana saved me. We worked things out. Hope you're feeling better. I showed it to Nana Beth and we both just stared at it. Not even a real apology, just this casual mention that everything was fine. She still doesn't get it, I said. Nana's jaw tightened. No. But she will. By week 7 I was finally off crutches. Still sore but functional. Emma and Lucas were so happy to see me walking normally again. That's when Nana sat me down with more paperwork. The house is ready, she said. I'm transferring the deed to your name. As of next Friday you'll be the legal owner. Rachel's address. My new address. What about Rachel? Nana's smile was cold. Once the deed is in your name, you're serving her an eviction notice. 30 days to vacate. My stomach flipped. She's going to lose her mind. Good. She deserves to know how it feels to lose everything. I drove to the house that Saturday afternoon to deliver the eviction notice. I pulled into the driveway and just sat there for a minute, staring at the pale blue exterior. Then I got out and rang the doorbell. Rachel opened the door looking relaxed and comfortable. When she saw me, surprise flashed across her face. Claire, you're walking. I've been meaning to call. I'm not here for a chat, I cut her off. I'm here to give you this. I handed her the envelope. She pulled out the eviction notice and I watched confusion turn to shock, then to anger. What the hell? You can't evict me from my own house. It's not your house anymore. It's mine. You signed over the deed to Nana Beth and she transferred it to me. You have 30 days to vacate. Rachel's face went white. Nana said I could stay here. This is fraud. It's completely legal. You signed the paperwork. Every signature is yours. You bitch, she whispered. This is about me not watching your kids, isn't it? Something hot flared in my chest. You blocked me while I was in the hospital. After I'd spent 2 years paying your mortgage. When I needed you for a few weeks, you couldn't be bothered. So yeah, this is about consequences. I'll fight this. I'll get a lawyer. Go ahead. You don't have a case. You signed over the deed willingly. You were just too desperate to read what you were signing. Rachel's eyes filled with angry tears. We're sisters. What would Mom and Dad think? That hit me hard. They would think you should have helped your sister when she needed you. And they would think you made your own bed, Rachel. She grabbed my arm. Please. Where am I supposed to go? I'll be homeless. For just a second I almost caved. Then I remembered lying in that hospital bed, hearing, I'm not your babysitter. I pulled my arm free. Figure it out yourself. You have 30 days. The next few weeks were chaos. Rachel called constantly, I didn't answer. She showed up at Nana's house twice. We didn't let her in. She posted on Facebook about how her family had betrayed her. A few people sympathized. But most started asking questions. The truth came out, that I'd been supporting her for 2 years, that she'd abandoned me when I was hospitalized. Public opinion turned quickly. On day 28, Rachel's car was gone from the driveway. She'd left without a word. I hired cleaners who found the house trashed, holes in the walls, broken tiles. Rachel had destroyed it on her way out. It would cost a few thousand to repair, but I didn't care. Emma and Lucas fell in love with the house immediately. Emma picked the room with the window seat. Lucas wanted the one with built-in shelves. Is this really ours, Mommy? Emma asked. Yes, baby. This is really ours. Forever. That night, after the kids were asleep, Nana Beth came by with wine. To new beginnings, she said. We sat on the back porch and looked up at the stars. After months of pain and chaos, I finally felt like I could breathe. Do you regret it? Nana asked. What we did? I thought about it. No. She made her choices. I made mine. You learned to stand up for yourself. That's not a bad thing. The truth is, I didn't just get a house. I learned that sometimes the people who claim to love you will hurt you the worst. That blood doesn't always mean loyalty. That helping someone doesn't obligate them to help you back. But I also learned I'm stronger than I thought. That standing up for myself doesn't make me selfish. Rachel never learned her lesson. She never apologized. Last I heard, she was living with some guy in Arizona, acting like nothing had happened. He blocked Nana Beth too. Cut us both out completely. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I have my kids, I have Nana Beth, I have a home that's truly mine. Some people never change. Rachel is one of those people, and that's her burden to carry, not mine. The house is beautiful now. I fixed the damage, painted the walls, filled it with laughter and life. Emma has sleepovers. Lucas plays in the backyard. Nana comes for dinner every Sunday. This is what real family looks like. Not the people who share your blood and bleed you dry, but the people who show up when you need them. So do you think I did the right thing? I know some of you probably think I went too far. And maybe I am vindictive like she said. But I sleep well at night in my house with my kids safe down the hall. And I wouldn't change a thing. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button. And if you think I should have handled things differently, share your thoughts in the comments. Would you have done the same thing? Thank you so much for listening.